Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sheldon. The head is big for a reason. Now, on this episode of Convo with the Head, I have a legend here in the studio with me. Now, I know interview him before. Me, they ain't never do any collaboration when it comes to content before, but I've been paying attention to his work, his craft, and he has been in this business, in this game for 26 years and counting. Still relevant, being nominated in award shows and award schemes and whatnot. Now, recently he's been in the news feed because of some of his takes and the fact that people they understand or people they misconstrue what they try to put out. On several occasions, he's come out to clarify. There are some two ways say, okay, Charlie, wherever people want carry go, make you carry go. He is an activist, not activist, activist. Make I add the other one. He's a vegetarian. Or sounds so meditate. Now, by no my thrower song way with the right way. You see, say nah. I call you out and say he's one of those guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I have in the studio here with me OKyeame Kwame.
Charlie.
Everything cool, boss.
Charlie, by God's grace. I like your vim.
The vim day for day because I can't be down interviewing you because you bring some level of energy.
Cash.
You see, when you enter now, you see, say, OKyeame coming. Your presence is felt, like so. You have to up your game and everything. But yes, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
26 years.
Yes.
How?
I know it's hard work. I let the music pass through me. So it's hard work. I was expecting a bit more, but I guess I didn't work that hard on the song.
Okay.
Honestly, the video came late. I didn't get more TikTokers to dance to it.
Okay.
I didn't.
But for an OG like you, do you believe in the TikTok challenge?
Yeah, Charlie is the future. It's the way forward.
Okay.
Because now content creation has replaced just creating an audio experience or a sonic experience. People want to see how other people interact with it. And it's even gone beyond the time where videos became necessary. So now the person who is listening to the song can also interpret it based on how and also use it to also make their money or to also get the attraction. So I think that is the future. Anyone who fights that will leave the industry.
Have they become that powerful? Because recently one TikToker said, without them, a song wouldn't, be a hit or go viral.
Oh, I think that one is pushing it.
Okay.
I think that one is pushing it because so many songs become hits and go viral without TikTokers.
You created bangers before TikTok.
Yes, but as TikTok has come, I need to work with them. Otherwise, in the next 2-3 years, my music will not go anywhere. Okay. So I need to find out what it is that makes them so interesting and find a way to become a TikToker myself so that they work for me for free.
Okay. So is that a part that you are on?
Oh, I am on it. I am investigating the phenomenon. I will not sit down and let TikTokers take over interpreting my music so it hits. I need to get to a point where I can do it myself and millions of people will come so that I will reclaim my power back.
You are just trying to cash out yourself, or you don't want to give the job to our boys on the TikTok?
Oh, no. I want to give out. I give out. The only problem is that I am a control freak.
Okay.
So I do not like that a part of my life is being managed by other people.
Okay.
And that person might use that influence against me in the future.
Okay.
So I want to build my platform to be able to jump when I want to and how hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. OK, rap doctor, not doctor. Doctor is in the studio.
Yes.
Now, 26 years of being relevant in this industry. I mean, there are some times that you have dipped or you have swayed to, concentrate on other things. You are not just an artist or just a musician right now. You are a climate change ambassador.
Yes.
You are advocating for people not to eat meat.
Yes.
You are a fashion icon. You have introduced your own fashion lines and a whole lot of things. So the embodiment of everything right now, where OK day right now for the space inside?
For the space inside, I think I am. For the music, I honestly think I've conquered it.
Okay.
When I became Artist of the Year, I knew I had conquered the music. And I want to conquer new grounds. Because, to be honest, I want to die empty. When I die, on my tombstone, I want that Kwame OKyeame Kwame, this man died empty. I don't want anything in my head when I'm dead.
Okay.
So everything that I know how to do, to draw, to paint, to sculpt, to sketch, to whatever I know how to do, I want to do all of it. So to be honest, I'm at an experimental state in my life.
Okay.
When those times I did the Mr. Versatile album, I did the Versatile show. That was the beginning of me trying to touch new things, to find out, okay, how am I going to do writing prose, or how am I going to do writing stage plays, directing stage plays, how am I going to do in fashion? So to a very large extent, I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting with writing stage plays, writing books. I'm experimenting with everything.
Okay.
In fact, the only thing that I'm sort of attached to currently is my family.
Okay.
My art is an experiment. Yes.
And is it because you have overachieved on the other side of things? Like, you have been in this game for 26 years, you've won the awards, played the shows, everything. So you feel like at this point, I don't care. Because that I don't think that is the kind of seriousness you are, because right now you attach the same seriousness as you were when you were on the come up, and that is why maybe you were nominated in that category. Because if you have been in this industry for 26 years, we've seen other artists who have been less and they are not as relevant as this, or even getting an award scheme or getting an award whatever. But then you are getting it. You are in the space. You are being relevant. You are swaying, doing a whole lot of things. How are you doing it, and how is the experimentation stage a day like?
So how do I even say it? So for example, for the music, I had not done trap yet. I don't know what you call it. Is that Asaka? I don't know what.
Asaka, yeah.
Yes,
drill, Ghanaian drill.
Yes, I had not done Ghanaian drill. One that had lots of rap. I tried it with Kwame Eugene. We fused, some Samini rhythms into it, and we did Yeko, which was very, very successful. But I wanted to do one that had 2 or 3 good rap bars, and that was rap oriented. So at that moment, I realized that the one whose voice is most enchanting is Ken Paluta.
Okay.
So I reached out to Ken. We had been talking for a long time. Said, let's do the music. I think it's time. And then we did it, and we put out Inshallah.
Yeah.
When you listen to even the sound, you can see that I am trying to recreate my sound. It's not easy to be rapping for 26 years. When I'm writing my rap, the most difficult thing for me to do is not to repeat the cadence, not to repeat the rhymes, not to repeat the motive, not to repeat the idea. And I've done it for so many years that the most difficult part of it is to create something refreshing.
Okay.
So the experiment is, okay, I've done this already. Let me do something else.
Okay.
Which is completely outside the box. So that is the state. But drawing from my past, or separating myself from my past, and trying something completely new is what I call experiment.
Okay, so let's assume a lot of the artists out there are in the experimentation stage. We have had conversations like the Ghanaian sound is lost, it's missing. You have been someone that has championed the agenda for airplay for hip life songs. You did a song. First of all, is hip life dead?
I think
have they killed it finally?
I think it's sick.
It's sick.
It's on a sick bed.
Okay.
Yes.
So then there's back to the Ghanaian sound. What is the Ghanaian sound right now? What are we pushing to the world?
Big question. So when high life music started becoming interesting in the late 20s, it was representing a certain struggle and a certain colonial ideology.
Yeah.
So the high life sound itself, which has become like the stable Ghanaian sound, was Ghanaian musicians trying to transpose their ideas on synthesized keyboards and electric guitars.
Yeah.
So when they created that sound with their horns, the people who could not afford to go and see it, as the army guys played it for the colonial masters and the ministers and said, these guys are leading a higher life.
Okay.
Then it creates the high life music.
Okay.
So it's about class, and that particular sound became highly trumpeted during or immediately after we had our independence.
Okay.
And then Nkrumah made it his problem to take it to the rest of the world by going everywhere he went to with a musician, by getting people to come and invest in big studios. So the sound of high life was a sound of freedom
Okay.
Transposed to indigenous rhythms, transposed with the purpose of trumpeting freedom. 60 years later, we cannot expect that particular sound because we are still not in that state of mind.
Okay.
With amplification, sound changes.
Okay.
With technology, sound changes. Now, nobody is listening to music in an equalizer and an amplifier with big speakers anymore. 90-something% of music is consumed on phones and earpieces. Therefore, the sound that you need to create to make sure that the music plays well on the phone, the frequencies must change.
Okay.
So people like Kwame, Eugene, Kidi, Kim Promise, their producers are creating sound which fits the time.
Okay.
And to ask the question, has the high life sound, is it lost? It's not lost. It has just changed to work with the current technology that we have. That's why we cannot force Kwame Eugene to create music like Daddy Lumba or Dasibe Jamina.
But is the element of high life easily identified?
It is. See, I remember one song that got High Life Song of the Year that a lot of people fought about. Or fought over was Shatta Wale's I Know My Level.
Yeah, I Know My Level.
As a lot of people said it was Soaks. Some said it was this. Some said it was that. But I think it was a complete High Life song. Why? Because the metronome or the click that keeps High Life groove, the heartbeat is still there. Exactly. And then you can hear the guitars. Shatta did not play the guitar. But if you compare one of the High Life classics, Enyamenia obi na di bibi ayemi. I know my level.
Oh, okay.
I know my level. No, my level. It is the exact song.
Okay.
But the intelligent thing Shatta had done was to take the elements and redefine it to fit modern technology.
Then it brings me back to sampling in this country. It looks like the music consumers don't understand the art or the idea or the concept of an artist lifting, let's say, your song in the past and reworking on it or trying to fuse it with the modern whatever. So you have Kwame Eugene, doing songs and they hear this line, this rhythm, they say, oh, what we are doing. Do you think that is this kind of conversation be one of the reasons why most of our artists they shy away from experimenting or using the past resources that we have, because we have a lot in recreating or creating their sounds and things.
I think
because we don't understand.
Because you can't steal a song. You can't steal a song. Why? Because if you come and take maybe 2 bars of my music, you have to clear the copyright first with me before you can use it. So if Kwame Eugene has taken 4 lines of a Kwadwo song, obviously he's spoken to Kwadwo already. And therefore, that already puts the song in the category of collaboration or lifting or sampling.
But does that make the artist less of an artist? Because that is always the conversation.
No, because as an artist, your identity, you know that our identity is completely linked to the past.
Yes.
Your identity is linked to your culture, which is linked to your tradition and what your heroes have already done. That is where you draw your ethos from.
Okay.
And so if a Kwame Eugene or any young musician takes we can't say where we are, because we also took it from
okay.
Exactly. So we are all recycling the very. So nobody should say that someone has stolen.
So there's
song.
No problem with sampling.
No way.
But then the other side of clearance be the issue. I think most of the artists don't actually do what you just said. They don't come to like the OGs and go like, oh, I want to do this, and then you go here and not part your song inside.
Exactly.
That one is not. I don't think it's
guy.
Yeah.
That one
guy.
Unless maybe you know the law of. That the copyright law that governs that particular type of sampling. How many bars did you take? Did you take the full chord progression? Is it just a small cadence that you picked? Those are the nuances of it. But if the artist knows and he's done his homework and knows that I can just take one. And still remind people that I am drawing from Kwadwo, and use Kwadwo's credibility to sell my music. I think that is also being smart. But the most beautiful thing is to contact the person that you are sampling from and turn it into a big collaboration. Yes.
All right. So right now, with the music, if you want to enter inside, it'd be like we will go school chair. All right. So the other side of you, where they get a lot of people triggered, the art side, the fashion side, your takes on political issues. Now, this recently, you came. And you came. You know what I'm talking about.
Speak freely.
People move to you on social media, but because of your opinion about the current government, the demonstration, and a whole lot of things. Now, where do you stand with artists, with people in positions of power, people in positions of influence, using their platform to amplify, let's say, some of the ills or social topics and things, so that it will reach wider audience? Because most of the times, people move to some of these celebrities because they feel like, okay, we stream your songs, you have become powerful, you have a lot of followers, you have become a point of reference, and you are influential. When you tweet about this issue that we are talking about, it will reach the right person. But most of the times, our people are quiet, and those that would come and say something about it, either be some ulterior motives there, or they know they care at all. Where do you stand with the celebrities being voices of reason?
I think I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
That if you are a celebrity and God has given you a voice, and the people have given you a voice, it's very important that you find a way to use that voice to also support the people.
Yeah.
The question is, our democracy, does it allow that? The democracy we practice in Ghana is based on Kebi Namin Kebi.
Okay.
So if you go to, for example, America, Jay-Z and all those people, they followed Obama openly, organized fundraisers for him to become a president. Kanye West follows Trump openly. People still buy his shoes. He's still making his money. But is it the same situation in Ghana?
No.
If it is not the same situation, why? It's because our democracy is at the level of Kebi Mamin Kebi. It should move to Yebi Namin Yebi.
Okay.
So if everybody is playing a role and not just everyone is talking. So for example, I personally, I see myself as a developmental advocate.
Okay.
I don't see myself to be a politician. I don't think I have the skin to do politics. I don't think I have the heart to do politics. So I don't do politics.
Okay.
Completely.
So your name appearing on Baumia's manifesto for the creative arts.
Yes.
You being on the committee, What does that make you?
That is why I completely wrote a letter to say, no, I won't do it. I completely wrote
you are
a
not
letter.
doing it?
Not at all.
Okay.
I am apolitical. That is
But wait,
one.
what happened before your name appeared on the list?
Oh, you see, this one I have promised not to say it.
But you have to say it.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
So somebody called me
and
said that they wanted my name. They wanted me to be a part of the thing.
Okay.
I said, great idea. I'd pick my children from school. But even my son would say, daddy, man, the vice president wants you to be on his team. Daddy, you have made it. It felt really great.
Okay.
It felt good. Wow.
So at what point did you realize that it's not feeling great?
It felt great.
Okay.
Then I know the contracts I've signed with international organizations that feed me.
Okay.
That I will not be engaged in political activity. So I told this person that I can send you my ideas, but I want to take part in this thing as a non-political activator. I don't want to do politics. But if it is my ideas you want for my industry, I can send it. The guy said, fine, I'll do it. Then I called him again a week later. I said, I can give you my ideas, but I do not want to be associated with it.
Your name to appear anywhere.
Anywhere. And then 3 days later, my name appeared.
Okay.
So what am I to do? All that I'm supposed to do is to write a letter to say that I had not agreed to do this on my terms as a non-partisan participator.
Do you believe in political neutrality?
I don't think there's anything as political neutrality.
So where do you stand then?
So for me, I do not think that either NPP or NDC can help Ghana.
So what can help Ghana?
I think that it is family that can help Ghana. Because the problem that we have as a people is a problem of the mind. The word development or developmental is the development of the mental.
Okay, so let me give you an example. Remember, so recently it was in the news that scholarships that are meant for brilliant but needy students was given to people in positions of power, political leaders, IGPs, this and this and this and that. Where does the development that you are preaching comes in? Because this is basically the system taking what is the bread that is supposed to be given to the needy person and giving it to people where they're in positions of power.
So the question that we must ask is, who did that? The answer will
be people in positions of power.
Politician.
So who they are the people that we are fighting.
That's why I'm saying that as you fight the I've not stopped anyone from fighting politicians.
Okay.
As you fight politician, train your child not to think like one. Because that is where the solution is. Because the politician was put in power by you and I. We voted them. So they are a representation of what we are. If they are corrupt, we are corrupt. Because no uncorrupt person will put a corrupt person in power. Because we all know that to be able to become an MP, someone who lives in Accra must go to his village and bribe delegates to put him forward, even though the guy that has gone through the mail of becoming an assemblyman, a DCE, because he doesn't have money, the guy with the money will beat that. That's why we all say, let me finish, I beg you.
Okay.
The guy with the money will beat the guy who's gone through the system that they like. And because he doesn't live in that community, he doesn't know what the things that affect the community are. Therefore, he goes to parliament, or he goes to even promise people, I will fix road, knowing perfectly well that the parliamentarian doesn't fix roads. So the problem is us and the politicians. And how we let money rule us. So I do not think that the system that is corrupt will be able to fix itself. So my vision is that we train our children to be less corrupt or incorruptible, so that they will come and throw away this corrupt system, so we can have a group of young people who want the system to work. I think that is the only way Ghana will develop.
How about politicians weaponizing poverty and using it against the people? Because if the youth are not enabled, they don't have enabling environment to thrive. And you look at graduate unemployment in this country. How then do you eliminate someone even being greedy when he's exposed to small money? Because listen, like the village thing that you said, people go out there to influence people with rice, with money and things. These villages, sometimes you drive through the hinterlands and you see the way they are living. Some of them don't even have light, potable water, anything. So the only time they are going to see, let's say, 5,000 Ghana cedis is when the politician comes there at the end of the 4 years or to come and campaign. They have deprived them of a whole lot of things, social amenities, this and this and that. And the power here is poverty. They go out there, they give them t-shirt, rice, and they are happy. They are forgotten about the 4 years. And they prey on this thing and use it against the people. So I understand we have to fix ourselves. But the people in political positions, the onus they lie on them to do a lot. Because look at the scholarship thing. Are you telling me the former IGP of this country no go fit tell in people, say, no, my daughter know they need scholarship, give it to somebody in the village?
You see, I agree with all that you are saying, but I'm saying that the corrupt system cannot fix itself. Why? Because it has vested interest in the poverty. Why? Because the corrupt system makes some people rich and make a lot of people happy. And because of that, if a president comes to Ghana right now and really means to fight corruption, he will be dead in less than 2 years.
Okay.
Why? Because the policeman that takes your 50 cedis or 100 cedis for making that U-turn, that policeman doesn't put his hands in your pocket too. Once you have done the wrong thing, and you know he's booking you for court, and that one will cost you 2,000 cedis and four days in court that you are not with, you are the one who will put your hands in your pocket and give him the 50 Ghana.
The policeman too has ego.
The policeman,
your conscience will tell you not to take this thing. It is also against, the law frowns on it.
That is what I'm saying. So the corrupt policeman is being corrupted by the uncorrupt civilian. Does it make sense?
And I say, at the end of the day, the policeman, being a policeman who is in that position, go fit stand on then talk, say, I no go take. But the reason why you no go fit stand there then talk, say, no go take, say, in salary with 1,500.
I tell you, I tell you, there were judges here in Ghana who had 2 drivers, 2 policemen, lived in bungalows, who took a ponche and a shower to let a criminal go free. It's not about pay. It's about morality. It's about conscience. And I'm telling you that the system will not be fixed by people without conscience.
What is the system then? Is it the institution? Because
system,
these judges that you just said, they are supposed to be locked up. Some of them have occupied positions of, power right now. They are not. They are there. People, the public account committee, they call people. You have sent this money to your account. Where is the money? They are not able to prove it. Then we keep quiet.
That's what I'm saying. So you and I are talking to the same thing, but at 2 different levels. You are way up in the system. I am saying let's deal with the children. As we fight the system, let us also be intentional about creating a generation of young people who are not like you and I.
By the time we go create that one finish, finish the country.
They will die.
Oh, no, we can't wait for them to die.
That is why.
No, we
that
can't
is
wait
why
for them. No.
God in His intelligence created death. So all of them will die, and then as we keep through the education, what I say through education. So if yes, I agree with you that we need leaders who are passionate, who are honest, who are morally upright. Because all this problem is about morality, it's about conscience. There are very few people who have conscience and morality.
Okay.
And they are so choked up there that they are afraid that they will die if they decide to apply the conscience. So you can't teach old dogs new tricks. The trick is with the kids. That is where true development is.
Okay.
Development is with the kids. Development will also be in the media. So for example, if the government of Ghana actually gave money to NCC, Commission on Civic Education, to educate the people about climate change, to educate the people about corruption, to do cartoons, put them on Sunday TV after 1 o'clock. Then all of us as a nation can go on developing our conscience and our mind, so that once our fathers die, and our uncles exactly, but still, there is a certain young man, our real tech and our real legon, our ministries, our could do, be a branch manager level, will be able to stand his ground and say, let us finish the contract quickly, so that whoever wins the contract must not come and pay us. What I say, we must also, as a people, demonetize our idea, because now the Europeanized concept of get money rich or die trying, it has, through the music videos, through lifestyle, through media, gone into young people's heads that at 23 he wants to drive a C-class.
Yes,
even though he doesn't have a job. So how then do we get people to be able to, what's the word? Gratification. The word is gratification. To lower yes. Say, what you say? I agree with you that leaders must be accountable, especially
accountability
today. But the conversation shouldn't be there alone. The conversation should be, whilst we make them accountable through these honest conversations,
we should be
intentional about making sure our children don't grow up to become like us.
Okay.
By little things like, someone is visiting me, I'm tired, I tell my son,
and throw.
Exactly. Once he grows up, he will behave like our fathers. What you say? I'm taking my son to go and get a visa, and then I tell him that because he's 14 now, once we go to the American embassy, he must, at 14, I can't do the 2 weeks thing for him. So I go and do a birth certificate that makes him 12. And I tell my son that you are 12 as we go to the American. This child will grow up and take bribes. So we are the ones who are teaching.
So it has to start from the homes.
Isn't that what we said? Say free fear. If free fear. The politician works in an institution, and the institution is in the society. The society is made up of people. People are raised by parents, and parents are corrupt.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I needed this conversation but then when you say some of these things, like you express your opinion contrary to what public opinion they want you make you do, then you go on the tangent of posting a picture of you in a boxer pant, trying to experiment and do all these things. Then people come at you. People move from this side, move from this side. How do you navigate?
They move.
Yes,
They move.
Then
Yes, they move. But I don't care. You see,
How?
I am 48 years old in 2 weeks.
Mm.
Charlie, if I've learned nothing at all, or what I know is that if you are trying to live a fulfilled life, you need to live within yourself, not outside yourself. Because it is inside here. This is where all my life is happening. So what someone else is doing, what another person is saying at my age, if you are my age and you are still worried about what someone else is saying about an honest thing that you have said, then you need to go for checkup. So yes, some of them are quite harsh. The other time I saw somebody tweet, I said something about fighting, about disagreement. Why can't we disagree? Because I disagree with you, it doesn't mean we are enemies. We should find the beauty in that disagreement. Then somebody came to write on Twitter, this man, you never say anything sensible. So I replied, I said, sensible things don't immediately make sense. So I have time.
Okay.
Me, I have time.
We have time.
I have time, especially on Sundays. We can do
back and forth because I did see more time.
On Sundays,
the comment section they see back and forth.
Yes, on Sundays we can do. Why? Because I also learn from it. It's a great opportunity for me to know what the young people are thinking. But it doesn't mean that I disagree. The number one person that I disagree with most in my life is my wife.
Okay.
But she's the love of my life.
My wife, life, right?
What I say? And the disagreement is not fighting. I don't know how disagreement, because when I wake up in the morning, even to choose between whether I'm eating Hausa kuku or drinking tea, it's a disagreement. It's a conflict. So conflicts are good for development. So if this one is on this side, someone is NDC, someone is MPP, someone is CPP, someone like me doesn't care about which PP.
Are you not MPP?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Do you vote though?
Yes.
Who do you vote for?
No. That one we can't tell. But I swear towards
ideas,
policy.
Okay,
I swear towards policy. I swear towards the current economic situation. But for me, my biggest factor is integrity.
Okay.
If you don't have integrity, you can't have my vote. And if I give you my vote and I realize that you didn't have integrity, I'll next time I'll give it to someone.
So this election, somebody get your integrity. And where are we going? Integrity day.
I'm just praying that. To be honest, Charlie.
But what is your general take on the happenings in this country? Economic, everything.
I think the country is suffering. I think the country is suffering. I know that I want to assume that the whole of Africa, Nigeria might have the most PhDs and the most educated professionals.
Yeah.
Ghana could be in the first 5. People with PhD, people with knowledge, people who know economics, people who know ethics, people, pastors. Look at the amount of churches we have, religion. It's like 90-something%. And still, nothing they work. People are still taking bribes. People are still fixated on the wrong things. People are still charging people for big taxes that they cannot pay.
Yeah.
Churches are still swindling people. Pastors are still telling affluent young men that your mother is a witch, so the 500 you must send to the mother at the end of the month goes to this pastor for bought prayers. You know, the system has shut down. Everything no they work. I tell you, nothing they work. And I think that unless we come to this particular knowledge, when we started, we're saying that science is about observation. Observation without judgment. And then to make a conclusion that things no they work. Then all of us will come together to say, why is it? If I were the president of Ghana, if I was, so I don't know which one is the
no
best
problem.
One. I would have set up a website called Let's Fix Ghana Together and ask all the young people to bring ideas and pay for those ideas. Because some of these young people hiding behind Twitter have the best, most genius ideas that can bring
They don't want to listen to the youth.
Exactly.
You have an MP saying said the youth them ahead be coconut hair, nothing they them ahead inside. Look, if you look at look how old are you supposed to be to even enter into political positions in this country? The system has been structured to intimidate the youth, and when you rise up to challenge the status quo, you are what? Arrogant. You are proud. You are this.
That is what Nas and Demi Mali said on the distant relatives. We say, pay no mind to the youth. It's not as if the future depends on it. So it is a hegemonic system which has been created by age, influence, reputation, and dishonesty. And therefore, the youth will have very little to say because it's a hegemonic, even at home.
Exactly.
No matter how asemo they were before.
Yes, you have to apologize.
And so we need to unlearn these things.
Are we willing to unlearn?
We are not willing to unlearn. That's why I'm saying that some of us must get insults on Twitter because somebody else must tell this truth. For it is me personally, it is my personal philosophy in life not to blame anybody or blame everybody. So because that is my philosophy, when we go on the tangent of blaming leaders, it is very difficult for you to see me join. Okay. It's not because I disagree with what you're saying, but it is my philosophy that whatever is happening to me, I contributed to it in a way. Yeah. So
I can't point fingers.
Because me can
okay.
Me na me leader no me can what I say. So if you find out that okay, everyone is bashing leaders and I'm not bashing leaders, it doesn't. I have never bashed the leader before. Okay. When John Mama was president, I didn't bash him. When they were doing Doom Soma Stop, I didn't join. Same way they are doing Occupy Julobi. I won't join. Okay. That is not me. It is almost impossible.
You will stand on business.
Yeah, exactly. Because no matter what happens, no matter how the nation's economy gets deteriorated, I know for a fact that unless this nation has come to accept that we are corrupt, there would never be development.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this side be okay. We could enter the new music that is Sika. You them Kofi Kinata, how the link up come?
Okay, so Kinata is one artist that I envy a lot. Before Kinata,
yes. People will carry this one. Go.
I know. Okay, so I think one is jealousy, one is envy, one is positive, positive admiration of what he has. I think it's envy.
Yes.
So I have a lot of respect and admiration for Kinata. Before Kinata emerged like the way he has emerged, I was the only musician who had won Songwriter of the Year twice back to back. And now Kinata has won 3. So I really wanted to be in the studio with this young man to find out how he's so intelligent and to find out his art, his artistry, and his expressionism. So I told him I wanted to do a song with him. But we decided that we would do it. And every time we won't do it. For some strange reason, Kinata and I are neighbors. We live 1 minute walk away from each other.
Oh, okay.
And he has a studio in his house. I have not fixed my studio yet. So when I have recordings, we also share the same producer, Abochi.
Oh, okay.
So Abochi will be in a house. When I have recordings, I can go to his house and record it. So one day, we went and then we spoke about it. And then he said he's willing for the collabo. So I got a beat from that beat god, send it to him. And then he said, oh, the idea that I have is too old. It won't work. So he deleted it and rewrote the song for me to go and rewrite my song. So he's my friend. Kinata is one of the young people that I am very interested in. So I have a group of young people that I will force for them to get a degree. I'll force them to do the right thing. And everything that I know how to do, if they come to ask me, I will tell them. I'll tell them. Kinata is one of them.
So you being interested in his pen game and everything, how was the writing process like? Did you write your verse? He wrote his verse.
So he wrote the chorus.
Okay.
So I wasn't even there when he wrote. But when I was writing my verse, I was in his studio writing it, and he shared some lines. So, jobless, homeless, hopeless. That is Kinata's line.
What kind of vibe you for day inside before you for come out with some of these songs? Because you are in a position right now where you don't just want to release any song.
No.
It has to make sense.
It's true.
So what kind of vibe? Because there are artists where they go fit day studio, they go fit day in some kind of element and things. What is yours?
My element is happiness. So for example, as I'm in this very room, I'm very happy.
Oh, okay.
When I go to a studio and the studio is dark and they don't have they have those blue lights that you used to trick girls in the studio. I don't like.
Then they take trick girls.
Yeah, in your bedroom. Yeah, those blue lights. I have blue, red lights. So when I come to a studio and they have those little lights and the place is dark, I'm unable to vibe. I like brightness. And so my personality, this will sound a bit arrogant, but my personality is bright.
Okay.
I am a bright person.
Okay.
I am a very happy person. I don't hold grudges. I don't get angry. I am compassionate. No one should say this about himself, but for purposes of your platform, I'm saying
self-aggrandizement.
Exactly. So for me to be able to make a song and with somebody, I must have a great relationship with that person.
Okay.
We must vibe. The mood must be great. Kenyatta comes to my house to eat my jollof. We have a great relationship.
Kenyatta, you that.
Any time he wants to play
FIFA.
But me, I'm an old man.
I don't know about show. Kenyatta,
Exactly.
or your Kubalo.
So I will send my son to go and deal with him there
Okay.
at that level. So for me to be able to create something, that there must be brightness. I must see a lot of light.
Okay.
And whatever I'm creating must bring a lot of hope. Otherwise, what's the point? So that's my mood.
What about the patterns? Why do you intentionally create patterns in your songs?
Because I think that life is about patterns.
Okay.
Everything is about patterns.
Okay.
So I think I don't intentionally do it. That is the natural state of art. Is shapes and forms.
At this point, it is art. It's not music again. No.
Yes, but music is art.
Yes,
That's as Plato said.
People create music where you go now with the art.
It is just art. Then you disagree with it.
No. With the and you want more to with your art. Yes.
So for me, I think that the skill that you need to paint a nice drawing or something is the same one that you need to write a nice poem. It's the same one that you need to write a nice rap or use to produce music. It's the same concept, expressionism. And once you are expressing, so for example, silence is the basis of all sound. As I keep talking, if I don't pause, there will be no meaning. Exactly. So when I'm creating my rap, what you say at this point, I think it's boring. I need to switch it. I need to change it again. We are 10 boys in this single room. We no and the be shigum, jobless, homeless. No brother. I need to change it again. And no me try bet. I mean, win sim. And no me try bet. I mean, he me a landing be up. So it's about the patterns.
Yes.
Otherwise, it is one way because the purpose of art is to break boredom.
Do you think content consumers care about this?
They don't, eh?
We really.
What do you care about? Tell me, educate me.
We just want to jump. We just want to dance. We just want to have have a good time with a song. Here you are trying to infuse about 10 parties in a song. So then when you create, do you expect the consumer to understand these patterns that you have infused in the song, or you think it is okay?
Big philosophical question. So I used to expect that people will understand my music, and it depressed me.
Okay.
So I became wise. You say once you come out of depression, you either become wounded or wise. I became wise, and I threw away expectations.
Okay.
I expect the best and prepare for the worst. Or I expect nothing at all.
Okay.
So I'm making music. If you are intelligent enough to vibe with Kwame's music, go and download. If you don't, I don't care.
Okay. People that want to just dance to your songs, so they can dance to the song.
Yes, if you think it's danceable enough for you. But for me to expect that because I have stayed in my room, I don't have any contract with you, that you must go and listen to my music, I must get X amount of views. Otherwise, I have failed. If that is that is how I used to think. But now, not at all. I just create the art, put it in the system, and move on.
But how is Sika doing though?
It's doing great. It's doing great.
I checked the stream for your song with Kim Paluta, and it's 200,000 plus and things. This is something the kind of don't even get. It's crazy though.
It is because it's honest. It is honest. I told the story of my life, you know, to use it to encourage people that, hey, if you see OKyeame Kwame traveling the world doing this, you have done everything. I've been a driver before. I've washed dishes. I've washed cars. I've hustled the same way you are hustling.
Yeah.
So let my story inspire you.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that some people want to dance. Others want to listen. Others want to learn. Others want to experience. It is not a one-way traffic.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, okay in the building. And then but yes, I needed this conversation. But then, you know, moving forward, what are we to expect from the, because it be like the nyom ni do nyaitu.
Debbie, yes. In fact, I did an album, which was supposed to come out next month.
Okay.
But you know that Beat God studio got bent.
Oh yeah,
completely. And so about 6 of the songs are bent.
Hey,
completely. So he kept the thing in an extra 2. All of them were in his bedroom, whilst the whole house got bent, including his beautiful dog. You know, so I am not for pushing him. We are trying to set up a new studio. Once that studio is set up, because the songs are done already, I'll quickly do it and then give up, because I miss, you know, the last I put album was like 2000, like 4 years ago. Okay. So I've been doing some singles here and there, but I miss putting a body of work together. You know, so I'm working really hard on giving you an album. Maybe, hopefully before June, if we are able to finish, I'll be glad to give you it's called Love and Hustle.
Love and Hustle.
Yes.
Make we talk about the boxes.
Yes.
How market for the boxes?
It's doing well.
But the picture is Sheldon or what?
It was intentional. I took the picture somewhere in January, early the year, and then even the one that I put, the first one I posted, I took the picture somewhere in December before, and I waited for my birthday when my lovers will be posting my picture. I gave it early in the morning, so it will do what it did. I did it intentionally.
So you share that
100%. I will do it again.
You
see, I told you at my age, there's no backlash. I mean, if you are living a life and people don't disagree with the way you are living your life,
I think it's boring.
Exactly. Then your life doesn't probably mean anything. You know. And you see, if you pay attention, everything that I have had negative flags for, they are not things. I'm not insulting anyone.
Yeah.
I am not pointing
it's just you
fingers.
living your life.
I'm just me living my life and sharing my ideas. So if you think my mother, because I'm sharing my ideas, she gave birth to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay is unfazed. There's nothing going to break him. And Sika with Kofi Kinata is available everywhere. Beautiful conversation. Thanks for coming and making time for us. And yes, we did inside.
Yes.
We did support like that. And we will continue the support. Thanks for having this conversation.
Thank you. I know I'm going to get into a lot of trouble.
Oh yes, I know dear. Water and salt issue like this.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay in the building. Yes. We are out.